So today we had the inaugural meeting of the Iraq-Britain Business Council's Agritech Committee, which was led by Dr. Selman and supported by a number of our members. But what was interesting was we had a much wider group than usual. Had a mix of experts on agriculture, Agritech, and then we had some investors looking to see, for finance, for example, what can be invested in. And then we had government people as well. So it was an interesting mixture of the private sector coming together with some finances, with expertise, and with government. So it was a great coming together of all the interests that you need in order to make agriculture thrive, particularly in Iraq. And I think this is probably the first time this has happened, certainly with us and possibly with Iraq. The UK, for example, is in a particularly good position because we have a lot of very advanced agricultural techniques using AI, agrimetry, checking out what soils are like, satellite usage, etc. But actually what we need to do in the first instance, and as a project looks like it's coming forward, is to actually understand what the soil in Iraq is like, what kind of condition it's in, because you can then start to make decisions about what you can do, what kind of fertilizer you can use, what it needs in order to be better, what kind of irrigation, for example. And often that work is quite straightforward. It doesn't have to be particularly high-tech. You have to have pH, you have to understand moisture, and you have to understand what the farmers are doing, etc. So lots of things we need to pull together, but it looks like we've got a MOU with the government of Iraq to look and examine this and to go forward. So that's what we'll be doing in the next few months. What we'll probably also do is to put a pilot across various different land parts of Iraq, different kinds of soils, different kinds of farming areas, so we get a mix of agricultural use, what crops are well, how the soils are, what the minerals are like, what condition the soil is in. Once we've got some basic information, we can then start to test things, and we can then see what fertilizers work best in particular areas. On top of that, we can also extrapolate to an extent through AI and through technology what kind of help the farmers can be given in a particular area. So that's important. One other final factor that we discussed was that actually it's all very well having technology, but if the farmers don't understand what's going on, then they're not going to use it. So it's like having a brand new car and you don't know how to drive it. So it's important to communicate and educate farmers as to what's happening so that they can then use any useful technologies or the appropriate soil improvers and irrigation in the right way. So there's education, there's a human element, there's a lot of basic things that need to be done, and then once you've got all that in order, then you can start using technology in a better way. So that was largely what we were talking about and how we're going to proceed with that.